Hi, third graders. Today we are going to continue with our multiplication and our long division. We also get to move into the new book. Yay! How fun is that? I would like for you to open up to page 14. 14. All right? And once again, just like we did last time, you follow along and you're getting some of your homework done and you know you're getting them right also. Okay, so make sure you have your pencil, your workbook, page 14, and here we go. So on page 14, you can see up in the left-hand corner here, it just says 18 times 7. This is just a 2-digit number times a 1-digit number. That should be pretty good for you guys to figure out on your own. So I'll assign that one for homework, but we're not going to go over it right now. The next one says 472 divided by 6. I'm going to skip that one for now too because I want to get to this one. This one says 6 times 317. 6 times 317. All right, so here it is right up here. There's something we need to do. This is really not we can't solve this very easily when it's written like this. So the easiest thing to do is to take that bigger number, which is 317, and we're going to put it at the top. And then we're going to get our times 6 right down there. Let's go ahead and start. And you guys already know how to do this. We're going to start 6 times the number in the ones column, which is 7. 6 times 7 is 42. We don't have enough space for that 42. We're going to put our 4 up there and our 2 right down there in the ones column. Now let's multiply that 6 by the tens column. So 6 times 1 is 6 plus 4. So 6 times 1 is 6 plus 4 is 10. We don't have enough room for my 2-digit number down there, so I'm going to put my 1 up there and my 0 right down there. Okay? Now let's take this 6, multiply it times the number in the hundreds column. 6 times 3 is 18. Excellent. 6 times 3 is 18 plus 1 is 19. Beautiful. Now, since I don't have another column, I'm just going to put my 19 right down here. And I'm going to count 3 spaces from here. So 1, 2, 3, and that's where I put my comma. Okay, so you've got the first one done, all ready to go. Now let's talk a little bit about how this chapter, it's like, well, we've already done these. How is this chapter different from the chapter in the old workbook? The only way this chapter is different is that we are multiplying and dividing by 6, 7, 8, and 9. Whereas before, you guys just multiplied by 1, 2, 3, and 4. All right, so it's really not that hard. Just take the multiplication and division problems. They're just a touch tougher because normally the 6, 7, 8s, and 9s are just a little bit harder, but I know you guys got this. All right, so let's go on and do another one. Back to page 14. All right. How about we do this one right here, which is 262 divided by 7. Okay, let's do it. 262 divided by 7. Not a good way for us to do long division. We've got to go ahead and use the other way that we've been learning. So our dividend is 262. Actually, you know what? I'm going to put this over here. Have more room. And our divisor is 7. And that goes right here. That is such a much nicer way to do our long division, okay? So the first thing I do is I look at my divisor and I look at the first number. 2 divided by 7, or how many 7s fit into 2? None. Okay, so what you could do, now this is where it gets a touch confusing. What you could do is put a 0 up here and do the whole thing like this. Or, let me give you a little shortcut. If this first number does not work, go on to the second number and take this number right here all together. So now instead of 2 divided by 7, I have 26 divided by 7. How many 7s fit into 26? Okay, let's see. 7 times 3 equals 21. That might be it. Let's see. Let's go on to 7 times 4. And that's too much. So we know that we're going to use this one up here because 7 times 4 is 28, and we cannot go over 26. Okay? We're going to use 7 times 3 is 21, or 26 divided by 7 is 3 with some left over. Okay, now here's the other trick. Because we skipped that 2 in the beginning and we went on to our 26, we're dealing with 26. My 3 goes above the 6. Okay, so that is a little bit different than what we've been doing. Okay, we just divided. It's time to multiply. 3 times 7 is 21. Okay. Remember, this is what we do when we multiply. The number I just wrote, which was my 3, times the divisor. Okay? Well, there we go. So we have 3 times 7 is 21. Now we're going to subtract. Write my little subtraction sign. 6 minus 1 is 5. Good job. 2 minus 2 is 0. We don't need to write that. Excellent. Let's see. Let's keep going. Is there another number we can bring down? Yeah, sure enough there is. It's a 2. Okay. Boom. We're going to put them right next to my 5. And because we brought down that number, we need to start all the way over at the very beginning. Okay, so here we go. 52 divided by 7. How many 7s fit into 52? Okay. Well, 7 times 6 is 42. 7 times 7 is 49. 7 times 8 is 56. Uh-oh. That's too much. We can't go over 52. Boom, boom. This is the one that is closest to 52 without going over. So 52 divided by 7 is 7 with a remainder. So where do I put my 7? Well, since I'm dealing with my 2, I just brought him down, I'm going to put him right above my 2 up here. Because when I divide, my answers for my division part of this always go on top of the line, okay? Next, multiplication. The number I just wrote times the divisor. I just wrote the 7. I did not just write the 3. Ignore him. 7 times 7 is 49. Okay. Now, it's time to subtract. I can't do 2 minus 9. I need to borrow. My 5 becomes a 4. My 2 becomes now a 12 because I borrowed. 12 minus 9 is 3. Very good. 4 minus 4 is 0. All right. Let's see if I have anything else to bring down. Nothing else. I am done with this problem, but I do need to bring this 3 up here because that is my remainder. All right, let's go on and do another one. Make sure you have this down in your workbook, and then you'll transfer the problems to the little puzzle piece on Schoology, but at least you'll have it all written down because you always have to work out these problems. You can't use a calculator for these. You really need to know how to do these. All right, so let's go. All right, the next problem we are going to do is the problem to the right of the one we just did on page 14. And that one is 966 divided by 7. I've already rewritten it. This is what you should do on your piece of paper too, on your scratch paper or in your workbook. Okay, so 966 divided by 7. First thing we do is divide. Let's look at this first number because that's where we start. 9 divided by 7. Do any 7s fit into 9? Yeah, of course. We've got one 7 that can fit into 9. So we're going to say 9 divided by 7 is 1. And of course, there's a leftover. We'll get to that in a minute. Next, we multiply. 1 times 7 is 7. Let's put that 7 right below my 9. Next, we're going to subtract. Nine minus 7 is 2. Finally, we're going to bring it down. And we have something to bring down. That's my 6. Because I brought a number down, I need to start all the way over at the very beginning. 26 divided by 7. All right, how many 7s fit into 26? 7 times 3 is 21. 7 times 4 is 28. That's too much. Let's go back to the 7 times 3. So 26 divided by 7 is 3 with a remainder. I'm going to put my 3 right above my first 6 because that's the number that I brought down. Okay. Multiply. I just wrote my 3. I'm going to multiply it by my divisor. 3 times 7 is 21. Subtract. 6 minus 1 is 5. 2 minus 2 is 0. Don't worry about it. Bring it down. Yep, I've got another one, another 6. I'm going to bring him down all the way down here to sit right next to my 5. Now, because I brought it down, I need to start over. Here we go. 56 divided by 7. How many 7s fit into 56? This time we won't have a remainder. 7 times what is 56? Think. 8. 7 times 8 is 56. Since we're dealing with the 6, the second 6, we're going to put my 8 right up there. 56 divided by 7 is 8. Multiply. 8 times 7, 56. Subtract. 56 minus 56 is 0. Bring it down. Nothing to bring down. My remainder is 0. My quotient is 138. Because I have a remainder of 0, I do not have to put it up here. I would like to do one word problem right now also. This can be found on page 15 in your new workbook, number 4. It says 2 identical bikes cost $396. How much do 7 such bikes cost? So we know 2 bikes cost $396, but I can't just say 7 times 396 because guess what? That gives me 7 times 2 is 14 bikes. I need to find out how much one bike costs, right? So let's go ahead and get a little picture up here. My unit is going to be one bike. Here's my two bikes. I don't know how much one bike costs yet, but I do know that two bikes cost $396. I hope you can read that. I think so. How much does one bike cost? What do? Do I subtract? Do I add? Do I multiply? Do I divide? If you said divide, you are correct. So $396 divided by 2 will give us how much one bike costs, okay? So here we go. First thing we do is divide. 3 divided by 2. How many 2's fit into 3? 1 with a leftover. Multiply. 1 times 2 is 2. Subtract. 3 minus 2 is 1. Bring it down. Bring down that 9. I'm going a little bit faster. Okay, so bring down that 9. Remember, divide, multiply, and subtract. Bring it on down and bring it on back. Time to bring it on back. 19 divided by 2. How many 2's fit into 19? 2 times 8 is 16. 2 times 9 is 18. 2 times 10 is 20. That's too much. Let's go back to the 2 times 9. 19 divided by 2 is 9 with the remainder. Okay. Multiply. 9 times 2. 18. Subtract. 9 minus 8 is 1. 1 minus 1 is 0. Bring it down. Yep, I have another one. Divide, multiply, and subtract. Bring it on down and bring it on back. Now I have 16 divided by 2. 2 times what is 16? 8. 16 divided by 2 is 8. Multiply. 16. Subtract. 0. Bring it down. Nothing. Nothing else to bring down. I do not have a remainder, so I know that each bike costs $198. 198. 198. Okay, we're not done because they want more from us. So going back to page 15, it says 2 identical bikes cost $396. How much do 7 such bikes cost? How much do 7 bikes cost? This all of a sudden became a pretty easy problem. Now that we know how much one bike costs, we are going to multiply that unit times 7. So we have $198 per bike. I want to know how much 7 bikes is altogether. 7 times 8 is 56. 7 times 9 is 63. Plus 5 is 68. 7 times 1 is 7. Plus 6 is 13. If you want to buy 7 of those bikes in this problem, you need $1,386. $1,386 altogether. We're going to skip a few lessons and we're going to go on to page 30 in your book. Okay? We are now on lesson 8-10. These problems are very similar to the ones we've been doing. Instead of just multiplying and dividing 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, now we're going to add in 8 and 9. Not a real big deal. I bet you guys will be able to get this pretty easily. I feel like you guys are doing pretty well on your multiplication. Remember, if you need any extra help, let's set up a Zoom meeting. I've been having Zoom meetings with some of you. It's great. So if you need some extra help on these, just give me an email and I'll set one up for you. So I'm going to skip this one right now. I'm going to move on to the next one. The next one is 680 divided by 8. Go ahead and write it down right here because you'll see this in your homework. Okay. 680 divided by 8. First thing I do is divide. 6 divided by 8. Wait a minute here. How many times does 8 go into 6? Yeah, none. 0. I could write the 0 up here, but that's going to take me some time. I want to get through this. So remember my shortcut. If the first number is a 0, then I just go ahead and take the first 2 numbers instead. Just so you know, if I happen to have a 0 somewhere later in my problem, I have to write that 0 in there, okay? But remember, in the beginning, we don't say she has 47 Skittles. We just say she has 47 Skittles. So if that 0 comes at the very beginning, I can just skip that and move on to this. Okay? 68 divided by 8. How many 8s fit into 68? 8 times 7 is 56. 8 times 8 is 64. Try to beat me, guys. Try to beat me. 8 times 9. Good job. 72. That's too much. Let's use this one. 68 divided by 8 is 8 with the leftover. Because we are using 68, my answer, which is 8, is going to go right above the other 8. There's a whole bunch of 8s in this problem. Time to multiply. 8 times 8 is 64. Subtract. 8 minus 4 is 4. Bring it down. Even though it's just a 0, I have to bring it down because it's a number there, okay? That number is very important no matter what number it is. Got to bring it down. Because I brought it down, I'm going to bring it on back. 40 divided by 8. 8 times what is 40? 40 divided by 8 is 5. Multiply. The number I just wrote times my divisor. 5 times 8 is 40. Subtract. 40 minus 40 is 0. Bring it down. Nothing. Nothing else. My remainder is 0. My quotient is 85. Great job.